Here we are, y'all. We're back at it. Live from Cesar Chavez.
Cesar Chavez. I love it over here.
We're back with the Austinite podcast, David and Pam.
Hi, guys.
Hi, guys. Good to see y'all.
Yeah, we've got an extra special guest this time. We've got Aldo Caldo in the house.
Nice to see y'all guys again, you know.
True Austinite, yeah.
True Austinite here.
So Aldo is a man of many talents. He travels in Texas, Las Vegas, all over the states, all over the continent, all over the world almost. And he's had a lot of tales. He has a lot of...
There's a day after him now.
Yeah, that's true. I have a day named after me here, and I'm very appreciative that y'all celebrated with me, and you two guys were like the main folks, the shakers for the Caldo Fest, so I owe y'all so much.
No, it was a ton of planning, but it turned out awesome.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for having me on the show, for sure. This is
glad
cool.
to have you. Hell yeah. If you just want to give a quick introduction of yourself, because I know you got so many talents, so many things that you're working on.
Yeah. My name's Aldo. I like to say I'm a fun-loving musical comedian. So I love fun, and I love making people laugh, and I love getting high with a lot of people, and I love getting people high.
Spreading the joy of cannabis with other people.
Spreading the joy of cannabis, and
cannabis
and psychedelics too. With mushrooms and whatnot. But
So I have a question for you, Aldo. I've heard rumors of this story, but I want to hear it directly from you. How did you find out about us? I'm not going to tell you what I think I know. I just want to hear
directly. How
did you come into contact with Austinite Cannabis?
I showed up, but I think I Googled cannabis or I Googled hemp, and y'all came up, and I was like, Cesar Chavez, they gotta be Hispanic. So that was the first place I hit it, and I came and knocked on the door, and I forgot who I met the first time.
I want to say it was Estella. It was the owner, Estella. Yeah.
They happened to be in the front.
Yeah.
And y'all just chopped it up. I think hit it off great, and it's like it's Austinite, one Austinite to another, and then it just kicked off from there. And before that, we didn't have any type of shows, any comedy shows, any real sessions either. So
that was way at the beginning too, though.
Yeah.
I mean, because we've been doing comedy for a while, so I feel like you came when we were still brand new, so it was like perfect timing.
It was perfect timing, and I'm so lucky to have you guys here, Austinite, but the family here, because y'all are all family based, and it's just like you wanna be a part of it. You wanna help out. You want the community, especially here with this community that we're building here in Austin. Like the people adore us, and they're adoring Austinite. They're adoring the events because they're thinking like we're pushing the envelope by going against the grain, because a lot of these events people aren't supposed to come to, or they don't, they're scared to come to.
Yeah.
But more and more people are coming out, and they're understanding, and I feel like Texas is gonna flip the switch pretty soon.
It's helping, just giving people that safe space, letting everybody come in the backyard where they know they can go toke up, and they're gonna get taken care of too. They're gonna have a good time, and they're not feeling pressured or anything like that. They're in a safe, comfortable space, and they're listening to some comedy or some live music most of the time. But Aldo definitely helped us a bunch with that, just getting down to the helping out the community and realizing the importance of the cannabis community here in Austin.
And then hanging out with you guys in Vegas at MJ Biz,
At Champs too,
Champs. I love
That was a lot of fun.
I love taking y'all around and just telling the people, since I was with High Times for so long, I knew a lot of those people.
Yeah.
And then for them to meet you guys and for me to say, hey, these guys are the future. I loved how they were like, instant clout. Like, they just respected y'all, even though y'all were young. They're like, okay, cool. Like, this is the future. Because it's true, because you guys are the future. And it's like, eventually, y'all are going to be pushing
We're
more.
like the first generation where you're seeing people go to school for this.
100%.
So this is like the first time people are doing that. First time we're seeing it in our schools and stuff like that. So it's crazy.
And what schools do you go to?
We both attend Texas State University.
Nice. I love Texas State. Wow. They're known for partying, but they're also known for their horticulture, right?
Yeah, they have a really good ag department where, other schools I have heard, like bigger schools, that they do kind of commercial growing. So it's a lot of pesticides, a lot of like doing stuff like that. Like they even teach us no-till. Like they don't want you to till the ground.
Wow. What's that all about?
It breaks up like the microorganisms, and it kills like the good bacteria and all that stuff. So like the more you're plowing at this, that's like why the whole Dust Bowl happened and stuff like that. So like, so they're like teaching us no-till and like,
a lot of organic gardening.
Yeah, beneficial insects and
Wow.
So we're getting all of that like organic gardening experience,
Yeah.
which I think is the future.
I think it's a future compared to like these, not organic, but the companies making all the chemicals
Yeah.
to grow stuff.
Yeah, but it's just like these practices have just been in place for so long, and people just haven't really questioned them. So it just takes a couple people to just be like, kind of, why are we doing it? There has to be a better way. Or something that Pam opened my eyes to is just one of her professors said that, you don't have a pest problem. You have it's something else. It's because you explain it better.
So what she says is like this one farm was like infested with slugs, right? And the farmer came and he was like, you don't have a slug problem, you have a duck problem. You don't have any ducks. Your ecosystem is not balanced.
Oh, wow.
So instead of thinking it's a pest problem, you're putting in what the environment is needing to balance out the ecosystem.
Wow. That's
So,
kind of cool to think about, right?
yeah.
So
It's crazy.
I wonder if he got ducks.
He probably did.
Right?
He probably
I
got
got a
some
couple
ducks.
ducks, quacking out
What
there.
the
yeah.
duck? What the duck?
Yeah, but that's just
Yeah.
all knowledge we're taking back here, and educating the
Yeah.
community on stuff. Events like Caldo Fest, we're doing
Yeah.
a lot of cool stuff over here.
And when do y'all graduate? Like, how long is the course and all that?
So normally, or like they say it takes about 4 years, but I mean, if you're doing anything other than like just strictly school, they say like it is usually like 5 years. So yeah, it's gonna overall take us 5 years, but we graduate in the spring.
Yeah. Oh, that's
so
cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
next semester.
What?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
coming to an end pretty quick. Yeah,
Yeah.
so party's coming soon.
That's awesome. So yeah, we definitely have a party coming soon.
Yeah.
We have to go
We're
hard on that
closing
one.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. So real quick, in San Marcos too, they decriminalized
Yes, they just did. They just decriminalized.
weed, right? I mean, for the people that don't know, they decriminalized weed in San Marcos and where else? Denton.
Denton, Texas,
Denton,
yeah. So
Texas.
2 cities voted. I think it was Prop A on both cities. So they
Yes.
voted to decriminalize marijuana, low-level possessions, personal possessions, because people shouldn't even be spending the night in jail for something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's consuming, so it's stigma's definitely flipping, and I think it starts with those college cities because
Yeah.
those are the people they were set up probably every day
Yeah.
for the midterms.
And just imagine how much paperwork and man hours they used for
Yeah.
people that were smoking. And it's like, come on, like.
Yeah, it became a headache for everybody at that
Yeah.
point. So I
Yeah.
think one city at a time, they're going to just start chipping away. And I think San Marcos, that I think it was 90%.
Yeah, and there was
voted
a lot
yes.
of it was on campus too. People just like decriminalize signing and getting the word out. So I know a lot of that was because of everyone that all the students that are there. And it's like I know we talked about this on a live before, and it's like especially in a place where it's a college town, like you can't. It has to be decriminalized because you're ruining these like whole futures.
Exactly. 100% ruining the futures of people that are just going to school.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just starting.
Just figuring it out. Yeah, exactly.
How long have y'all been smoking weed, cannabis?
I was probably like a senior in high school when I started.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then so
I was probably, I think, a freshman, like 14 was the first. I think it was the summer before I went into high school. It was out of a pen, an ink pen. We took it apart, and we were in my friend's backyard, and we were waiting all day for this guy to drop off a gram to us, and he came through, and we broke that pen down.
And yeah.
I coughed for about 5 minutes after I hit that damn thing, but yeah.
I mean, I definitely had tried like weed before then, but I feel like I didn't really start smoking and getting into it like that until I was like a senior.
I got to the table really late.
Really?
Like super late, like at 30 years old.
Oh.
So what got you into it?
I was here in Austin about to go on the road, with some friends of mine in Menudo. And they're like, hey, hit this real quick before you go. And I was like, because I grew up with my dad as a judge. My brothers are cops, Secret Service, U.S. Marshal. And my mom was a county clerk. So I grew up with a lot of law enforcement.
Yeah.
So weed and alcohol for me was a big no-no
Not flying.
all the time. So I just kind of kept that with me. And I guess at 30 years old, I was like, you know what? I got my talents. I got my skills.
Why not?
If I lose some brain cells, I think I'll be all right.
You got enough.
Yeah. And then I was just like, why did I wait so long
Right.
Yeah.
to smoke this? It helps me out daily with regards to like anxiety and just, I have a lot of thoughts, and I feel like it helps slow down the thoughts sometimes.
Exactly.
And then I can be like, oh, okay. It's like, I felt like my thoughts are like clouds coming, and I'm just seeing all these clouds, and I just feel like weed just lets me slow down. Right?
Yeah.
look at that cloud.
Right.
You know, like
Really examine it. Yeah, I feel the same way. It just helps you slow down, take one thing at a time.
Yeah.
It's easy to get stuck in your head, especially when you're coming in at the beginning of the, you got a lot of shit to do.
Yeah,
So it's
for
just
sure.
like if you sit there and think about all the things you have to do, you sit there and nothing ends up getting done. So, for me, it helps me just relax. I tackle one thing at a time. I just sit there. First thing I'm gonna do is take a dab. Check that off the list. That's always a good to get that first check off there, so you're getting going good, and then it's all smooth sailing from there. But
Yeah, especially like with school and of course work here, we usually have we really do stick to it with checklists. We write down our checklists and stuff like that. So sometimes
it helps, huh? Checklist.
sometimes you just need a joint or something
For real.
before you get started.
So do you think do you smoke before you go to class or anything like that, or you smoke after?
depends on the class for sure. Depends on the
I
day.
think it has to depend on the class.
But
I feel
something
like David does.
Something I've been trying to do recently though is just I've heard that tolerance breaks are kind of becoming a thing of the past. People either aren't taking them or they take them and don't come back. But something I heard that have been like an equal remedy to that is just confusing your endocannabinoid system. If you usually smoke every morning, don't smoke for the next 2 mornings, or once every morning, or just smoke at a time you regularly wouldn't, or don't smoke at a time that you regularly would, just to keep your mind on its toes, and I've heard that'll kind of remedy a tolerance break.
Papers.
Grinder.
Need a grinder. We got all the rolling essentials here at
Austinite grinder.
Austinite, yeah. We're just making sure we're all taken care of.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, to smoke at different times.
So that's something, because we're horticulture majors, so we don't just know about cannabis, we have to know about a ton of plants. And it's just it's not something that you can readily have. You have to know the knowledge of it. So if we have like a plant quiz where you got to go, we walk around for miles and we identify plants, it's like I can't do a little Puffco proxy dab before that, because then I'll just be out of it or just not really care the same way that I would. So.
What's your favorite plant that y'all studied?
My favorite plant. That's two. You got one?
I asked you, I think, before, right?
Yeah,
A flower?
you asked me one. So I'm in 2 courses right now for plants.
You gave
and-
me an answer. I don't remember what.
For floral, it's definitely baby's breath, because I just feel like it goes perfect with everyone. It's just very appealing to me. But if I were to say overall in my herbaceous class, I would probably say something like lavender or something like that you can use, or like we
benefits.
learned about aloe vera. Yeah, something that has benefits, that you can use and use as a remedy or something like that.
I have a friend of mine, and he lives out in Luling.
Okay.
And he has across the street is a lavender farm, and it's just nothing but lavenders.
Yeah.
And,
There's a lot
they
of
make
good
a lot of money out of that. And he's just farming lavender.
Yeah.
Have y'all thought about being farmers as well? Or
Yeah.
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 I
At
mean,
least-
that'd be cool. Hope one day we could have land and have my own little farm. I love animals, so I've always dreamed of having a little goat or something like that. Chickens maybe or something.
Yeah.
So that's so me. That's
And growing herbs, fruits, and vegetables
Yeah.
too, I feel like would be awesome, just to have your own farm, to teach kids too, just to, go pick it, and the importance of growing your own food and knowing where what you're putting in your body comes from. I think it's very important.
one thing though that we've learned that I think is really important is we've learned about poisonous plants or some plants that I didn't even know are poisonous,
The
like
flowers,
castor
yeah.
bean.
Yeah.
Castor, that it's made into castor oil. The plant can be
It has ricin.
poisonous.
What?
Yeah.
Castor bean, the plant has rice.
So if a cat were to just eat it or something, that's a plant you would want to make sure that you keep away from your animals and stuff like that.
What's it used for?
I don't know.
Other than that,
Do people trip off it? We've learned a few plants that people can trip
that's
off.
what I was
of.
gonna say. My plant was. It's called Jimson weed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it has these little spiky balls on it that are psychedelic, but it's not a good psychedelic at all. So apparently
it's
there's
crazy
some, yeah, there's
psychedelic.
some students from Texas State, from Texas in San Marcos in the 70s that took a couple of the fruits and they chopped it up after class after they learned about its properties. And apparently still to this day, they're still having flashbacks, or they've basically just never been the same. I don't think they completed their degree
What?
plans. It's crazy.
I've heard stories like that, but that's crazy if it was.
And it's very invasive. You can plant it in one place and it'll end up on the other side, just because the roots will go under and spread out somewhere else. So it's scary to look at, but it's just it's crazy interesting. Because if you didn't know that, you'd just be like, what the heck is that?
Yeah, you would be like, what?
I wonder if deers eat it on accident.
Maybe, yeah, it's spiky, so I think it tries to give out, you don't want to eat me, but
Yeah.
if you do, you're
You're done.
yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen those like farms or like in people's apartments or it's like PVC pipes where people are growing everything, tomatoes and just like PVC pipes, just like even in New York, people are growing stuff out of.
Yeah, they've got the vertical growers now that you can put the pots. Yeah, we've got some of those at Texas State too that we work with. We grow like thyme and oregano and stuff like that, like spices out of them.
I say we have the biggest pest of them all, though. The fattest pest of them all, I say.
What is
at home?
Our cat.
Yeah.
She will not allow plants inside the apartment.
Yeah, she'll tear anything
She
up.
will try to eat them.
What's the cat's name?
Nala.
No.
Nala.
She's a stoner too, y'all. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Stoner cat. That would be a cool shirt.
Nala the stoner cat.
Nala the stoner cat. And y'all also have a dog, right?
Yeah,
You do
Nova.
have a dog.
Oh, yeah.
You have
You have a
Yoda.
dog too, right?
I do.
Yeah.
Little Yoda, little audio,
Yeah.
little punk.
So he's a hairy
Where's
little
his
Frenchie.
name come from?
I just decided to call him Audio because I would like to get a cat and name him Video.
Okay.
So I'm
Smart.
like, yeah,
Smart.
I run around with audio and video all
Chilling
the
with
time.
AV right now.
Chilling with the AV right now. Yeah, it's just it's also a funny, cute name.
Yeah.
His name is actually on the paper. It's Audio Dabs.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
but-
cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I never say his last name Dabs
Audio
or
Dabs.
no.
Well, we got Nova. Well, partially because of. Oh my gosh, that's a whole story.
Tell it.
So we had gotten Nova, and we didn't know what to call her for a while. So we were literally calling her Dog, and for like a week we were calling her Dog, but Nala had her name, so we were saying Nala, come here, and then she started responding to Nala. So then we were like, it has to be similar to Nala. So then we got Nova, but we also got Nova from like Novocaine.
Yeah.
So
Supernova, something intergalactic. I was feeling.
Supernova, Novocaine.
yeah.
Supernova, Novocaine. Yeah, those are good animals y'all have. Well,
They're
Nova.
good.
I haven't met your cat, but I met Nova.
We definitely got lucky with them. They're both rescues. So if y'all could get an animal, I'd definitely recommend you rescue. Because there's a lot of little sad dogs and cats. When we got our dog, we just went to go look because Pam wanted to go look at the sad dogs. And
He
I
always
knew
is
we were
like, I can't
going
go
to.
look at those sad animals.
Yeah,
That's
it's
what
so
he tells
hard
me.
because you want to take them all.
Yeah.
And it's just
I was like, someone has to give them treats. That's what I said.
yeah, 100%. And I was watching a show how dogs are the only animals that can put on the puppy eyes, and they do it to humans. And there was like another animal they were talking about. It was like a dolphins or something like this. Like, what would a dog be looking at a dolphin for? But they use that technique to get what they need. And, this is like, yeah.
They do it, yeah. They're pro manipulating. That's just in their genes too. Like they do that
They've
naturally.
evolved to us.
Yeah. Have you had any of your the dog get into any cannabis at all?
She hates it.
Yeah, she hates it.
See, so Nala is 420 cat. Nova is not a 420 dog.
It's cocaine dog.
CBD. She's a hemp
She's
dog. Yeah,
Novocaine.
she's
Yeah,
dog.
she likes CBD. Or she has a little bit of anxiety, so we give her CBD sometimes. But Nala, you'll spark up, she comes running to where
they
you are.
switch. They'll
Yeah?
switch,
And Nova will leave the room.
Wow. That's kind of cool.
right?
What does Audio do?
Otto just kind of sticks around. He has eaten weed.
Oh.
Yeah, and then he just kind of and then he'll be like, all right,
I've got some friends that say that. They're like, man, I can't keep anything around my dog. He ate a whole eighth that I just picked up the other day, some pre-rolls. Like, it's crazy. We
Yeah.
really did get lucky because our dog, I couldn't imagine.
Yeah, they were saying that, like, packing a bowl, he'll go and grab the whole bowl.
Try to eat. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
wow,
So
that is crazy.
I
But
guess
then I know people have given cannabis to dogs all the time.
Yeah.
Like they feed it to the dogs.
all
so they can
animals,
chill
yeah.
out.
A whole
Yeah.
bunch of animals. Yeah, cows, goats.
Or, like, the hemp, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or, is
Yeah.
that what you mean?
Well, that recently they were feeding cows hemp, right? And it
Yeah.
came out THC in there.
They had
Oh,
THC,
yeah,
yeah,
it's
'cause they're
THC
eating so
positive.
much of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
That's
Yeah, we're all going to be eating THC eventually.
drinking it, yeah, in our
Drinking it.
cereal, on our morning Lucky Charms. We're gonna have the greens in there too.
What's some of the weirdest products that y'all have seen with THC?
I got one.
What?
Toothpicks.
Toothpaste.
Yeah.
Oh.
Some guys
I have
came
seen that.
and dropped off some toothpicks. He was like, just swish it around in your mouth for like 30 minutes. And it was like 25 milligrams or something like that.
We've seen, like, THC, like, what is it? Like, the tobacco you put in your mouth?
Dips.
Dip.
Dip.
That's another one.
That's weird, too,
Close
I
second.
think.
That's kind of good. I've seen eye drops.
Really?
And I tried it. I tried it in one eye. You know, it was like, and the guy was like, do it in both. And I was like, no, I got to compare. You know, like,
So what's the most innovative or the best on the other side of that? What do you think the best or coolest THC product we tried?
oof, man. I don't know. There's so many, right?
Yeah, the guy that was at Caldo Fest with that frozen, that's I would think was super good. The
Yeah.
consistency of it,
The ice
just
cream?
crazy. Yeah, the
Yeah.
frozen ice cream.
Frozen ice cream, yeah, that's pretty good. What else? Like I've seen bread, like THC bread.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And you got some soup now too.
Soup, yeah. The caldo is 100 milligram THC.
The first time I saw the soup, it blew my mind a little bit. I can't lie.
Yeah. When I tried it, I was just like, wow. I felt like a whole body high.
I bet. Yeah, with the CBD in there
Yeah,
too.
it was like a whole body high, and I was just like, have you ever taken RSO? Like lots of
I
RSO.
haven't.
It was like the same kind of like,
whole body. Yeah.
yeah,
total.
like a whole body high.
That's awesome. Yeah.
It'll get better, I'm
Relief
sure.
all over.
Yeah.
So speaking of Caldo Fest, what were your thoughts on it?
Yeah.
Give us a
How do
little
you think about
recap
the
or
turnout?
rundown.
Oh, it was amazing. It was awesome. It was thick all day, which was cool. You know, we were a little worried at the beginning, but
Yeah.
like, I'm so glad we decided not to change locations because this
Yes.
was real cool. Big ups to Pam for that. Yeah.
It was a whole team effort, but yeah,
Yeah.
Pam
Yeah.
came through so much.
No,
We
but
couldn't have done it.
once the idea of it getting moved around, Pamela just kind of got up like, nah.
We didn't do all this here to
Yeah.
move it somewhere
I
else.
was
But
like, I don't know. If we
it
can
was for
move
the
it,
best. 'cause
guys.
we do so
was
much
the
here.
best,
Yeah,
yeah.
we do the dab bar, munchie machine.
Yeah.
And the
we
wa-
have everything here.
Yeah.
We had everything.
And the weather didn't stop the people from coming. It's
Yeah.
almost like they know it's going to be cold. It's caldo. It's going to get warm. And seeing everybody running up to get the bowls of caldo. You know how when you run out there and you're just like, boom. That was
It
just
was
like-
awesome.
That was awesome.
Everyone wanted to make sure they got one.
Yeah.
They knew, like you said, we're gonna keep you high, dry, and what else did you say?
Warm.
Warm.
We're
That's
gonna
right.
keep it high,
Dry,
and they knew it too.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
And the heaters worked out really well. A lot
yeah,
of
it all
people.
turned out pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Weather
Hot
held up.
chocolates too. That was a hit.
And Boy
Kept
back
everyone
there,
on,
Boy
yeah.
was back there with his
Killed
cowboy
it, yeah.
boots, killing it with, you know.
Those hot, what is it? The
Grilled cheese, gourmet grilled cheese.
Those
we
were
had
good.
going.
I ate
Sourdough
I
bread.
ate 3 of them, you know. I ate 3 of them with the soup. I went back there for the soup too.
Yeah.
How was the call though? You
It was
impressed
good.
how people showed out?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, the caldo.
And then our 2 winners.
Yeah, the kind nurse
Kind
and
nurse
Tony.
Yeah, Tony Lamar came through. With
Yeah. He came in
I did not expect his to be that
He was
good.
Yeah.
a last minute entry.
Yeah.
I think.
last minute
But he
entry,
pulled through.
and you know why he did it? Because I was teasing him.
Mm-hmm.
I kept teasing him. I was just like, "Are you gonna come out? I mean, you're a cook, right? You're a chef. Let's hear see." I was
Let's see it.
And I kept telling him, "Why don't you win it?" "Oh, I'm my bad. You can't win this." You know? And he fucking won it. Tony Lamar.
You did it. Well,
He did.
and
He
Boy
did
said,
it.
"Boy's like that's why I didn't enter because I would have won." So now we gotta get Boy in
Yeah,
there.
we definitely get Boy in there.
We're doing everything bigger next year, though. I
Bigger.
will say that.
Yeah.
All the fest
Stepping
too.
up.
We'll have more time. I felt like
Yeah.
we flirted with the idea, and then we're like, let's make it happen. And then it started happening. And then we're like, oh shit, it really started.
Yeah.
And then I run into Estella in Vegas, and they're like, man, we're so used to throwing events now. It's like we got this.
Yeah.
But that one was a big one. I feel like we pulled out all the stops. We
Yeah.
had some vendors. We had
And I
Blink
would
bingo.
say a big shout out to Aaliyah as well because
yeah.
she came in.
The
and
newest
She's the
addition.
newest member of Austinite, and she really helped get
Yeah.
everything we needed together in
Shout
line.
out to
so
Aaliyah for sure.
Shout out to Aaliyah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Caldo Fest was good. Next year will be better.
It'll definitely be better. But something we didn't really get to talk about at Caldo Fest was Aldo Caldo. So
Oh, yeah.
why do you have a day named after you in Texas, in Austin, and why? For the people that don't know.
Yeah, the people that don't know. For musical achievements and just like artistry, just being an artist here in Austin and the bands that I've played with. I've gotten to play with Menudo, Cumbia Kings, Bobby Pulido, a lot of real famous Latin bands. And
Yeah.
they were giving days to a lot of different artists, but they weren't really giving any Latinos, I think. So I felt like they were like, we got this guy living in Austin, but he works in Austin because I was playing a little bit, but I was always going to Miami or somewhere else to play with these other bands. And they were like,
Yeah.
we think you need a day because you're not going to stop. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not.
They had
like,
to tie you down here. Yeah.
yeah. So it's cool, And then at first I thought it was a joke. When they sent me the email, I was like, what?
You're playing.
Yeah. I was
You're
like,
like-
but then how you check the email
Yeah.
address and you're like, oh shit, this is really from
Verified it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
this is- all right, let's see what's happened. But yeah.
That's awesome.
And then we
And
did it.
Yeah, and did it. And I picked November, even though my birthday's in August. I picked November because I was like, Caldo. It's cold, and
That time
I
of
had
year.
always thought about doing a Caldo festival when I used to be called that, and I was like, hey, it ain't never gonna happen, But I was like, if I get a day, and I think I could shake it up and maybe get a festival
Right.
too,
And
yeah.
I think you were in Vegas at the time, but we actually had a previous, like, I forgot what it was. It was a like comedy show or
We did
something.
bingo.
It was a bingo night. And we had people coming up to us already saying we're ready for Caldo Fest.
Yeah.
We even had a few people say they called off work.
Yeah.
And just people
Or, like,
were
requested off.
requested
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
Made sure that they had those days planned out. So we had people already excited
was
for
awesome,
it. So it'll be cool to see, if we can keep growing it. and
Yeah,
see
it'd
what
be
happens.
cool if we made it like a nonprofit and we all just, jumped in on that.
Heck yeah, this time of year is the perfect time to be doing all that. But yeah, we did a whole bunch of the proceeds to an orphanage. So we got some kids some clothes and treats for the holiday season.
And some cannabis. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Some hemp.
Some hemp. We got hemp toys.
Some Caldo.
So
Yeah, I got them called.
although you got taken all around the world with all these bands, Cumbia Kings, everything like that. If you don't mind me asking, why Austin? Why, after seeing the whole world and everything like that, what brought you back and why? Do you
Well, I moved here because of, technology started getting real big, and I'm real big into tech. And I was working at Apple, but also because of the music. Because back then in the day, you could play anywhere on 6th Street and, with a band and make $150 a night. So I was like, well, I'm going to go back to Austin because if I can't find a job, I can always play at these bars. And then I also thought, well, it's in the middle of the United States. So I could go to New York and go to Florida and go to Cali. Everything's in the middle.
it's that perfect center point.
Yeah. So that, and for me, even growing up as a, little, I was just like, Austin's a spot to be. And now it's almost bad. Like, since we've been pushing for it so much, everyone's
Yeah.
moved here.
We're like, no, never mind.
No, it's like, come visit, but don't move here. But, no, not that it's a bad thing,
Yeah,
but like,
no.
I have a lot of friends that moved here and they're all, they're bringing their California money.
Or we've seen just a lot of people move out, a lot of family.
Yeah.
Honestly, because as Austinites, we've seen a lot of family have to leave.
From the heart of Austin to the outskirts. you know,
Yeah, I was talking to this lady yesterday, and she told me her and her kids had to move out because they couldn't afford the taxes on their house and blah, blah, blah. And I was just like,
And
wow.
even that, they're just pushing. They're constantly making offers for you. They want you to come and sell your spot.
yeah. What about y'all? Y'all thinking about moving anywhere, going anywhere, seeing anything?
Wherever life takes us. One thing I would say, though, is that I feel like I did have a few friends that left for college, I would say, whether it was a few hours away or even out of state. And I kind of just went down the street for college. We both kind of, in a way, went down the street for college. So
lucky. And that's a blessing.
that's why I'm kind of like, I wouldn't maybe mind if I had to, leave for a little bit somewhere.
Go somewhere.
Yeah.
I think like cannabis is real big in Israel and Spain.
What?
Israel, it's controlled by the government, but it's really good weed in Israel. And I feel like there's an event called Spanibus in Spain.
I've heard of it.
We should go. Like, we should definitely try to go. And
We
make
have
it.
to. Yeah, we got to make a presence there for sure. That would be awesome. Yeah.
Where do y'all think, since y'all are the future of Austinite and cannabis in general, but where do you see taking Austinite name? Like, where do you see it going?
Like, do we reveal our secrets? Well, we of course already have branched out to Oklahoma, and I think a goal for us in general.
Well, yeah, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Oh, Oklahoma, Austinite in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Do you think it's kind of weird at all? Because people, after going to Oklahoma,
Yeah.
I saw there's no weirdness. You know what I mean?
So what did you think about
Yeah.
it?
What did you
before
expect? What did you expect going in and leaving there?
Well-
What did you take?
Going in, I thought, man, going in with a name like Austinite into Oklahoma, I just didn't. I didn't know. I was thinking that they weren't gonna.
Yeah.
They may not take to it, but then it's like Austin is so cool, and
Yeah.
then Austinite, they were just, I felt like the locals that I were talking to, they're like, it makes me want to go there. Yeah. And then especially with the way the building looked, you know.
Yeah. And just to inform everyone, Aldo just went out and toured our
He
Oklahoma
did a quick little
location.
show out there too.
So he just saw all of everything we're working on out there. But one thing I think that the one reason I think they like it is because no one is doing anything like
Exactly.
that. It is something that they've never seen before.
Yeah.
So it's new and it's exciting. It's a bigger variety, and so a lot of people are excited about it.
Yeah.
And I think something that helps us out too is we're not one of those big brands. This is our only other location. We're going out there to just kind of spread the city vibe to there and give them good products, but not try to impose on anybody else that's over there living their lifestyle normally. We just want to be able to give them the option,
Right.
to have a good time.
Meanwhile, getting ready for Texas.
Right? Yeah.
Yes.
Just
So
And
I 100% back it. I get it. I see it, and like I'm down for the
Because we
50-year plan.
couldn't hold it. I'm sorry. I know some people are like, I'm staying in Texas, but we are just
we're
our
not
whole
leaving.
family. We're not waiting. We want to be in Canada.
Your mom's hardcore.
But we're not leaving Texas.
Yeah.
She's like, we're doing it. Yeah.
It's
But-
like we just added another lane to the road because we were just driving one-way street with Austin, but it's like we're not
With him.
packing up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
with
we're
him.
not packing up and leaving out of Texas. We're even thinking of more ideas. It's like we have two just different conversations. What can we do to do better in Texas, and what can we do better to do in Oklahoma?
Well,
Yeah.
there's 35, I-35. So,
High 35.
high 35, all the way up and all the way down. So,
Yep.
there's a good connection there. My family, they're in law enforcement, and they in New Mexico up here, like here's Texas, right? So in New Mexico, it's right here where you can. It's like maybe 30 minutes, so you can go to buy a dispensary.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Or in Denver, right? But now you can go to New Mexico. So
Yeah.
you can go straight across. But my brother says that they used to have cops just waiting for people to drive into Texas from all those places, just to pull people over. But now they don't even have enough cops. They said they're like everybody we pull over has weed. Everybody. So now he's just like they're going after fentanyl. They're going after the real crazy shit.
It's understandable though because
Yeah.
that's what's taking lives. Cannabis is
Yeah.
just helping people.
He was telling me about this old couple that he pulled over, and he was like, they had the most weed I've ever seen. So it was, it was pretty fun. Pretty crazy to see where it's going, and the people that are using it and where they're using it.
I think there's only one more state that we're touching that isn't medical or recreation. I think Louisiana
What?
is the only one that we are touching. So soon enough, it's going to be like we're locked in, and it's just going to be a matter of time after that. It already is a matter of time, but it's just like we're counting our days for sure in Texas.
And then Mexico too. Mexico's legalizing as well.
Yeah,
So we're surrounded.
Yeah.
But everyone says Texas is going to be the last one to.
I think they
Yeah.
want to be.
They want to be.
And I think for that is because all you Texans that are, not Republicans, Democrats, or whatever, going with the pharmaceutical industry that's here, I feel that's the industry that's really like lobbying, against the legalization of it.
Like, people are going to stop taking Vicodin
Yeah.
if they smoke a joint. No, I'm okay.
Yeah, there's special weed for Viagra or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, everyone's like, what? There's so much weed for everything. And
Yeah.
it's kind of like wine, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You find that strain that you like, and
Different puffs for different stuff,
yeah, for sure. Different strains for different pains.
right?
What else can we say? Different flower for different powers.
Yeah. Flower power.
Flower power. How are we doing on time?
We are at a brisk 33 minutes.
Wow.
Going on 34.
Yeah, so.
That's a lot longer than I thought.
I
got a
know.
very
We're
good addition.
having good conversations.
Good conversations. If you want to wrap it up, we can wrap it up. If you want to keep going, whatever.
Do you have any closing comments?
No closing comments. I'm excited to be doing Caldo Fest again next year.
We're gonna do that.
I'm excited to come back and just do events here, and in Oklahoma. Now that I went to Oklahoma and saw it, like I like the Medican store, but then I like the newer store now. It's really cool.
Yeah, especially with that new Rubezilla art up there.
Shout out
That's-
Rubezilla.
Yeah,
Shout out
Rubezilla.
Rubezilla, man. Everything he's done.
Yeah, I also like the way the store set up. You know what I mean? I feel
Yeah.
like
There's layers to it. Yeah.
there's layers to it.
So we're
got a good one.
Yeah, we're attending to all people. So even if you walk in there without a medical card, we can help you. We can't get you medicinal products, but we can get you hemp derived
Yes.
stuff. Same stuff we've got down here. So we're open to the public, and we've got glass accessories and all that. So we want everybody to come in that to have a good time, even if you don't have a medical.
They're not talking about the cheap glass grass accessories. There, y'all got some really nice stuff in
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
like
my
that.
bud vase is in there.
My,
yeah.
like the Grav Labs. I mean, y'all got
Grab
quite a
in there.
yeah, and even the papers y'all got there, and
We have the bake, what is it?
the Whack It.
Toast and roast.
Yeah, roast and toast the mug bowls too. We've got
yeah.
the Santa ones and the
I
gingerbread.
saw the
man.
alien one that y'all had. That's a real cool one.
Yeah.
My favorite.
My favorite one is the cow one.
So where is that located? Because I did that video and I said the wrong road. What street is that? That's the main.
Oh yeah.
I said John Road, and it's connected to John Road, but it's
It's on Broadway.
Broadway.
Yeah, Broadway's. I think both dispensaries are on Broadway, right? So Ardmore is going to be Austinite, right? And then Medican is going to be in Lone Grove. So Medican is going to be a little bit more up Broadway, but Austinite is going to be right by that Ardmore water tower on
Yeah,
Broadway.
across the street.
So you can't miss it, especially with that new Rubezilla painting. If y'all haven't seen it, go check it out. But
Yeah, and bringing right across the street from the water tower. 'Cause
Yeah.
y'all are bringing the fire there, man.
Yep.
And I met some of the growers there too. Shout out to the growers. You know,
Yeah.
wow.
yeah, a lot of people that love their plants out there, like
Yeah.
their kids.
Their kids, like it was cool. I went out there and I met this one grower, and he was there with his family. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm sure you know who he is, but
Yeah.
he was a kid, and he was there with his mom and dad and his sister, and they were all so proud of him because he showed up with these 2 buds, and they gave them to us, and we were just like, what? And his mom knew other growers, knew about like not his competition, but like
Who else was out there?
the potential that he could get. You know, so they were just like, yeah, our son's growing weed. Yeah, it was
It's
cool.
cool to see,
I think the
for
dad's
sure.
name was Jack. I remember that. I don't remember the kid's name.
I don't remember, but I think
No, I
met
think
him
that's the
before.
new facility.
Yeah.
We haven't toured that one yet. The new farm.
Yeah. So, do you think Oklahoma is gonna get more expensive when it comes to like buying weed, or is it gonna go down in price, like Oregon, or like
Well, they are talking about going recreational.
Yes.
So
and I think that's what some people from Oklahomians
Oklahoma, Smoklahoma?
Oklahomies, you know,
are maybe a little worried about. But I mean, if you have your medical card, it's always going to be cheaper for you.
yeah, we're never gonna not be
Yes.
medical.
Yeah, so we're always gonna have medical. So if you're a medical patient, you're gonna get a better price
Right.
regardless. But of course, with recreational prices, they probably will be a little bit higher, but nothing crazy. Like I
Yeah.
feel like average, when you're going into dispensary, the average prices, and we always do have deals as well.
Yeah.
We try to do.
And when
things-
y'all said y'all have gold shelf, y'all have gold shelf.
Yeah.
Like people
Platinum.
say they have top shelf. Y'all had gold. I was like,
yeah, we have them all.
Yeah.
We got like 4 shelves.
yeah.
Make sure you're
and,
taken care of.
and they're really good. They're really good. Like Oklahoma's bringing the heat. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the red dirt or it's the sun hitting the whatever.
The
but-
true farmers.
Yeah, the true farmers. You're right.
Been doing it for generations.
They're-
Yeah, now they're just picking up hemp and cannabis as another.
Yep.
I was,
Hang
I was, excited to hear them using like different genetics and we're using phenols, we're doing this, and I was
Yeah.
like, wow, it's cool, Oklahomans. Wow.
Like, y'all doing
Oklahomies
something.
out there, yeah.
Yeah, and I was asking them, do y'all flush? Oh yeah, we do a 2-step flushing process, and I'm like, wow, cool, all right.
They know what they're talking about. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's awesome.
I'm excited about Oklahoma. I'm excited about Texas, New Mexico. Have y'all done any research and gone over there? We should probably do a road trip to New Mexico.
We need to, yeah. I don't think we haven't been out there personally, but we've seen all the. I think we saw when they did that first dispensary opening, and everybody was lined up outside the
Yeah.
door, down the street. So I think we definitely need to touch base down there for sure.
Yeah.
See what we can get into.
And go shake up an Austinite in New Mexico.
Might have to follow you to Nevada.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Might have to be Vegas
That is
first.
definitely happening. Austin
We
has
got
to set
too
up
many
in
friends
Vegas.
and family out there.
Yeah, too many, and and it's not like you're not gonna keep going. Y'all
Yeah.
are gonna be like me. Y'all have to keep going there.
Yeah.
Especially we got Gabby.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you have to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gabby's the airless little
Our
sister.
little sister, she's always out there, so we're definitely not leaving Vegas.
Yeah, so that's gonna be fun to get all that up off the ground.
Heck yeah.
Also, even like getting like little brands with inside of Austinite. You know,
Yeah.
your mom had talked about, or Castro was talking about, I guess the name of Ardmore and their history of the train that went in there. Billy the Kid drove a train through Ardmore, and he set the whole town on fire. Or somebody was telling us this
Yeah.
story. So we were just joking around, but imagine coming out with this train or like a brand called Fire Train.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
Where-
wonder if they get offended.
Nah, I feel like the locals would know. They'd be like, oh, they know.
Yeah.
you know, and
they
then maybe
know.
a strand like a strand called Billy the Kid,
Oh, yeah.
because he's bringing the fire.
That's what we're going to get to work on when we get out there, get some new strains going.
Billy the Kid. But yeah, well, have you thought about naming any kind of strain? You, Pamela? Like, guys always name it. So they're very,
Yeah.
very male-dominated names.
Yeah. I don't know. Honestly, I haven't really thought about.
Food for thought now.
I don't think so. I feel like I would do something. I would try to do something with like food. Like I really like the citrusy or pineapple stuff. So I would definitely go that route.
Are you a sativa or indica person?
I'd prefer sativa.
Yeah. What about you?
Same. Yeah, I like sativa. You?
I'm all about the couch. I love
the
indica.
couch?
Yeah. Yeah, I will go for indica all day.
Chill you out.
I will
yeah.
smoke sativa, right? But I
I
love
like
the
to
indica.
switch it up, but yeah, if I'm
Yeah.
going, because I like to dab. So if
Yeah.
I'm dabbing, I got to be dabbing sativa just
Yeah.
to go all day. You know?
If it's
Dabbing
right
for
before
sure.
bed.
Yeah.
If it's right before bed, then yeah, we could
A
do
little bit of indica, you know, in the
Indica.
pre-roll.
Do you have a lot of people that ask you what's the difference between dabbing and smoking weed? And how do you compare that?
I feel like that's not one, but we do get a lot of questions here all over, like from sativa, indica, or like CBD, Delta 8,
yeah.
cannabinoids, terpenes, laws here in Texas. So we get a lot of questions like that.
But
Yeah.
people are trying to educate themselves. So you see them come out and they know, because the first time they came in here, we gave them a lot of good information. So they know
Yeah.
when they come back, oh, I heard about this. They know they can ask us and they can get some.
Yeah, so-
Yeah,
just
that's
with
what's
some
cool about y'all.
research.
Y'all have y'all's finger on the pulse all the time. You know?
We try to.
Yeah.
We hear something that, people are constantly coming to us for questions. So it's like we hear something that they mentioned we've never heard, then got to look it up, got to see what they're talking about.
Yeah, and even going down to the Capitol. I mean, even with the Stella, we did that. And,
Multiple times.
Yeah,
to
multiple
testify.
times. And, yeah, having your finger on the pulse, just being
Yeah.
like, what's going to happen?
Yeah.
Who knows?
You have
what's
to.
gonna-
Keeping up
yeah,
with the laws,
the laws.
everything.
Because we got to play by them, if you even want to play,
Yeah, we were just at the Texas Hemp Summit the other day. We heard Sid Miller speak.
Yep.
Yeah?
They did hemp laws and stuff like that. Yeah.
Hemp laws. Everything's changing, but we just got to be able to pivot,
Yeah.
Because once it goes legal and once things change, then it's like totally different.
The ball's gonna be dropped. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
there's
just
going to be so many dispensaries everywhere. I feel like, setting up shop, the way y'all are doing it is perfect. Just like, we're going to be here and we ain't going nowhere.
Yeah,
Gotta
we're
be
trying.
on-
We're trying.
Yeah.
It
yeah.
almost feels like a movement sometimes.
Oh,
It
it's a
definitely
huge movement.
It's prohibition we're going through right now.
Prohibition. Imagine that this is an exciting time to be
Yeah.
alive and to be
50
where we're
years
at.
from now, they're going to talk about this last 5 years that we were pushing to get federally
Like,
legal.
for all 50 states.
Yeah, and remember when they made alcohol? Like, who was the guy that made alcohol legal? Jack Daniel.
Something like that, yeah.
I was like, really?
They didn't even drink after him. Shirley Temple, somebody like that.
I know.
Yeah, yeah, it's gonna be great. I'm excited. I'm excited for the future for sure.
Yeah.
A lot of exciting stuff coming up, yeah.
Any other things? Did you want to wrap up on anything?
I think I'm good, yeah. So where can the people find you, especially when you go back to Vegas? What's Aldo up to?
Oh, right now I'm working on some new art installs at a place called Starbase, and I play a lot with LEDs and audio and
Yeah.
lasers. So it's cool. It's what got me to Vegas. Is I did that art install at Area 15, the airplane.
Yes.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
Yeah, I remember y'all. Yeah, we were all.
Yeah,
that's
we
where we
saw it.
first kind of
That's
hung
when we
out.
first met, yeah.
Yeah.
We gotta save that. We
Yeah.
gotta save that story time too.
Yeah, that's for a good another story time. Yeah, and then now I'm just kind of working on new stuff, and I felt like now I want to come back to Austin and start doing more installs here, and just kind of like.
Need you to set something up here. or
And what is
something
your
like that.
Instagram?
Oh,
so I can
it's-
reach you.
It's I have two. I have the Comedian, which is where I do the comedy and music and cannabis, and then I have Aldo Way Up, like my name, and then Way Up, Aldo Way Up. Yeah.
Stash and dashes, all that, a
Yeah.
whole bunch of giveaways and stuff like that. So a whole bunch of cool stuff.
And
coming
yeah,
from Aldo.
yeah, and I'm always tagging with you guys and sharing you guys, so y'all can always find me on Austinite.
Yeah, whenever he's in town, looks like we got to get him booked.
Yeah,
up,
yeah. And what's funny is I went to a sesh last night, and I went with the comedian hat, and they're like, "Hey, you're from Austinite, right? You're a comedian." I was like, "Yeah, what up?" And it was cool. It was cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it's cool, the alliances, but they're also like the community of like, weed, cannabis,
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but I think we're gonna wrap this thing up here. Then it was an honor to have you
All the
Aldo.
way up on Instagram.
Yeah, I
you
know
so
you're
much.
a busy man, so it was
Yeah.
glad to have you sit down here for a good 45 minutes. And
yeah,
just,
this was fun.
to pick your brain a little bit, but yeah.
For sure. And that question that we never got to, I think I would like to smoke the blunt with probably my dad, even though he's passed.
Yeah.
But I think if anybody I
That's
could
your
smoke,
dream rotation?
that would be my dream
That's
rotation.
awesome,
Would
yeah.
be like, hey, Dad.
Just a little one-on-one session.
Because he was a judge.
Oh.
He was very like Texas straight by,
But to
So
see you
you've never
now,
gotten to smoke with him?
No, nothing. I drink nothing. He was just by a Texas judge, West Texas, yeah.
Yeah.
So like my brothers, they all went right, I went left.
Black sheep. All
That's
right.
awesome, yeah.
There we have it, guys.
Thank y'all so much, guys. Thank y'all for having me.
Alrighty, y'all.